to Unwind with me, learning to crochet with the Duncan Public Library. This week, I'm going to show you how to hold your hook and yarn while you crochet, how to make the basic stitches, and how to crochet in a row. Let's get started. Alright, we're going to start with the same kind of bright, happy yarn I talked about last week. You're going to need some acrylic yarn, scissors, your hook, and a yarn needle for weaving in your ends. First, let's learn how to do a slip knot and hold our yarn and hook before we start crocheting. To make a slip knot, try to pull from the center of your yarn, pull up a little bit so it doesn't get tight on you. And then I wrap it around my finger to form a loop. And then I just come through and catch some on the other side. And this is an adjustable loop. So now I can put my hook in the loop and gently tighten it down on the barrel of the hook where it can still move back and forth really easy. Now I can put my yarn to the side. There are a lot of different ways to hold your hook and your yarn. I prefer a pencil hook, so I hold it like a pencil. Some people hold it like a knife, whichever works better for you. And to hold tension in my yarn, I thread it between my ring and pinky finger on my left hand, wrap it around my index, and pinch the crochet work with my thumb and ring finger, and middle finger, and my ring finger occasionally supports it when it starts getting longer. Alright, so now you're holding everything the way you'll start. Okay, to make a chain stitch, I'm holding my hook like this, and I push it in to the yarn and wrap it around so it's caught under this hook and pull through. Don't pull too tight, don't pull too loose, you want gentle tension. If you're using a hook that's the right size for your yarn, it should be fairly simple. And that is a chain. Alright, I went ahead and made 16 chain stitches all together, and this is going to make one row of 15 single crochet stitches. So you have your 15 chain that your stitches go into, and then you have one extra at the end as a turning chain. So all you're going to do is count 1, 2 chains back down from the hook and push the hook into your work. Try and get a close up here so you can see that I have the V on top of the hook here. That's what you're looking for. So I'm pinching the work here, and I take the hook and I turn and I pull up a loop and pull it through so that I have 2 on the hook, and then I yarn over and pull up a loop through both, and then you have your very first single crochet stitch. Again, into the work, that very next stitch, try and get that V on the hook, pull a loop through so you have 2 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the work, get the V, pull up a loop, yarn over, through both, into the work, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, and it starts to make a row. Last stitch, into the stitch, pull up a loop for 2, yarn over, pull through both. Straighten it out a little bit. And there's your very first row of crochet. To start your second row of crochet in single stitch, you chain 1, and this is known as your turning chain. And then you flip the work around so that your tail is on this side and you're looking at the opposite side of the row that you just worked. And so you'll go into that last stitch you made, pull up a loop, yarn over, through 2, into the work, pull up a loop, yarn over, through 2, into the work, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. And this is a good time as you practice your first crochet stitches to practice counting. It's very important that you keep track of how many stitches you need to make for each row. It's easy to drop a stitch or add a stitch that you didn't mean to, and if you do it at the very beginning of your work and you don't realize until the end, you either have to live with it, and usually it's not so bad, but sometimes you have to take the whole thing back apart and start over, and that's no fun. Oh. So I've made 4 rows. I'm now on the back. This is the right side, this is the wrong side of my work. And now I'm going to show you how to finish off a single crochet project and weave in your ends. So I have this loop on my hook right here. I'm just going to yarn over and pull up a loop like I was going to turn. And instead, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a little length of yarn out so that I can weave in my ends with a yarn needle. I pull that extra strand through to make a knot so my work won't unravel as easy. And I kind of pull it out a little bit so it's flat. Then I take my needle and thread on the yarn. That's why it's good to have a larger hole or to get special made yarn needles. And then I just push the needle into the work, trying to kind of hide it in the middle. And I come out a few stitches later and pull through. Adjust the end so it's not too tight. And then I don't go back into the same spot I just pulled out of, I just go right over the top of it, into that stitch right before, and go back the other way. Pull the yarn through, tug a bit to adjust, carefully cut the remaining yarn, and there you go. Weaving in your ends keeps things from coming unraveled and hides that extra yarn in the work. Especially if you're doing something that's all one color, you can't see that yarn. So now I'll do it to the other side. So in through the middle of my stitches, so it's a little harder to see. Pull through, tug to adjust, because if you don't, sometimes you'll get it too tight and it'll scrunch like that. So just gently pull it back out into place. Go back through the opposite direction. Gently pull through, tug it a little to adjust. Cut off your extra yarn, and there you have it. Now, I only did 4 rows. However, you're probably going to need more practice to get even tension in holding the hook. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the next kind of stitch. But practice this first before you go ahead.